He said he went to the gym. But the gym said he hadn't been there in a week, and then I found a necklace behind our couch.
She came home late for the third night in a row, and I knew something was wrong. She walked right past me without a word. No hello, no kiss, nothing. That wasn't like her at all. Her phone was buzzing nonstop, and every time it did, she'd snatch it and flip it face down. The secrecy felt like a wall building up between us. I tried to break through it gently. "Is everything okay at work?" I asked. She just mumbled, "It's complicated." That word, complicated, it just hung in the air. She never used that word. She went straight to the shower, but she forgot to take off her earrings. She always took them off the second she got home. It was a small detail, but it screamed that her mind was somewhere else entirely. While she was upstairs, her phone buzzed again on the counter. This time, I saw the preview on the screen. I had a great time. My chest tightened, a cold knot forming in my stomach. The name was saved as Taylor, but the little heart emoji next to it told me everything I didn't want to know. When she came back downstairs, wrapped in a towel, she froze when she saw me holding her phone. She snatched it from my hand like it was on fire. Her reaction was so defensive, so telling. I tried to keep my voice steady. "Who's Taylor?" She insisted it was just someone from her team at work. "Why is someone from your team texting you at 11 o'clock at night?" I asked, my voice shaking a little. She told me I was overreacting, but her panicked eyes told a different story. I told her that her reaction proved I wasn't. She turned away, saying she didn't want to fight. I couldn't let it go. I followed her into the living room. "Why do you keep lying to me?" I pleaded. "I'm not lying, I'm just tired," she said, avoiding my eyes. That was the moment I knew. The exhaustion in her voice wasn't from work. It was from the effort of living a double life. "I'm not blind," I told her, my voice cracking. She looked at me then, her expression softening just a little. "Just trust me," she whispered. Those words felt like a slap. "Trust needs honesty to survive," I shot back. After that, she shut down completely. She went to bed without another word, turning her back to me. I lay awake for hours staring at the ceiling, trying to quiet the storm in my chest, the endless loop of questions and suspicions. The next morning, she left for work even earlier than usual. A sick feeling guided my fingers to the location app on my phone, the one she'd forgotten she still shared with me. My heart pounded as I watched the little dot that represented her move across the map. She wasn't at her office. She was across town at a small cafe I'd never even heard her mention. I drove there, my hands gripping the steering wheel. I prayed the whole way that I was wrong, that there was a reasonable explanation. But when I arrived, I saw her car parked right outside. I couldn't bring myself to go in. I just sat in my car, watching the front door of the cafe, my breath caught in my throat. A few minutes later, she walked out. She wasn't alone. She was holding hands with a man I didn't recognize. And she was smiling. It was a genuine, radiant smile, the kind I hadn't seen from her in months. He gently tucked a piece of her hair behind her ear, an intimate gesture that looked so practiced, so familiar. She didn't pull away. She leaned into it. My heart didn't just break. It felt like it cracked, sending sharp pains through my entire body. They hugged before they separated, a long, tight embrace that was more than friendly. I pulled out my phone and took a photo. Not for revenge, not to hurt her, but for myself. I needed clarity. I needed proof that I wasn't going crazy. Driving home was a blur. The world felt like it was closing in on me. When she finally came home that evening, she acted like it was just another normal day. She asked about my day, her voice light and casual. I waited. I let her settle onto the couch, let her get comfortable in the lie. Then I sat across from her. "Who is Taylor?" I asked again, my voice flat, devoid of emotion. She gave the same tired excuse. "We're just talking." I held up my phone. "Does just talking involve holding hands?" Her eyes widened in shock as she stared at the photo on the screen. The color drained from her face. She was silent for a long time, her lips trembling as she tried to form words. "It's not what you think," she finally whispered. "The picture is pretty clear," I said, my voice cold. That's when the tears started, softly at first, then she began to sob. She said she never planned for it to go this far. "How far did it go?" I asked, dreading the answer. She hesitated, then whispered the word that sealed it. We kissed. I felt the air leave my lungs, my chest caving in. How long? I asked. A few weeks, she said, but I knew that was a lie too. The way you looked at him. That wasn't a few weeks. She looked down at her hands, unable to meet my gaze, unable to deny it. She started talking about how confused she'd been lately, how lost she felt. Confusion isn't a permission slip to cheat, I told her. The apologies started then, a flood of "I'm so sorry" over and over, but the words felt empty. Apologies don't erase choices, do they? She asked if we could fix this, if we could go back, but how could we? I can't rebuild trust that quickly, I said. But I love you, she cried. The irony was suffocating. You have a funny way of showing it, I replied. The question I'd been avoiding finally came out. Are you leaving me? She asked, her voice filled with panic. I need time to think, was all I could manage. Please don't give up on us, she begged. You gave up first, I said. The fight went out of her then. She said she'd end it with him, that she'd do anything. But it was too late. You should have ended it before it ever began. She asked if she should leave for a few days to give me space. I just nodded, unable to speak. She packed a bag quietly, without any more arguments. As she stood at the door, she looked at me one last time. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me someday, she said. I didn't answer. I just watched her walk out the door, closing it softly behind her. The silence that filled the house was deafening, but it was an honest silence. I sat on the couch for what felt like hours, staring at the floor, every part of my body aching with a deep, profound sadness. But for the first time in months, there were no more secrets, no more lies in the room, and I realized that sometimes the painful truth hurts a lot less than pretending everything is fine. Thanks for listening. If you've ever been through something like this, you're not alone. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.